Timeout call. Timeout call on the field.
And your Good Counsel Falcons being the 2 seed. We're going to head to commercial break really quickly, and we'll be back after this. And welcome into the broadcast. Your Good Counsel Falcons have offensive possession. Dylan Cruz will get things started off here early on in the first quarter. We'd like to welcome you in if you just finished watching the great game you watched for girls lacrosse with a win 17-6. They're moving on to the WCAC championship. We'll see if the boys lacrosse can do the same against St. John's. I'm your play-by-play announcer here, Liam Clark. This is the last day for seniors, so we would like to congratulate all the seniors for making it 4 years here at our beautiful Our Lady of Good Counsel High School. And we wish them well in their college careers. This one's going to be easily picked up out of the air. That might be a penalty, but he still stays up. It's a great play, and now it's in the hands of number 5, Willis McLaughlin. St. John's going to get really excited really quickly. This one goes to the side. Ben Pensy with the save. That was a shot by number 12, Nash Parker. Pensy with the save. And now it's coming to the hands of Drew DeMarinis. And the Cadets student section getting really loud very early. Going to try and make this seem like a home game, even though it is an away game with Good Counsel being the higher seed. Cruz at the top, waiting for reinforcements. Cruz, DeMarinis, and Mackey, and Chase Barr being the foursome that has been dominant throughout the entire season for the Falcons, being one of the top offenses in the WCAC. As here's Will Mackey. Will Mackey gets checked down, and this will be picked up by number 71, or number 70, Nicholas Chang, and the Cadets get things out fairly quickly. Oh, that was 77, sorry, Matt Cronin. I thought I saw one. Cronin with it now, guarded by Wes Washington, and now into the hands of number 16, Jack Lutz. Lutz with it, hands it over to Brendan Dufour, and the student section for St. John's getting really loud here at Dansell Field at Klein Stadium. Now in the hands of Jack Lutz once again. Lutz met by Griffin West. And he'll try and make his surge into the offensive zone. Lutz with it. As St. John's get things set. Now Wyatt Douglas with it. Or that's not Wyatt Douglas, that's Dufour. In the hands, save! Picked out of the air, Ben Pensy. Willis McLaughlin on the shot, and a great save by Pensy. Pensy hands it over to Cooper Sinclair. Sinclair back to Pensy. Pensy over to Declan Devine. Devine gets across midfield. And that's going to be called offsides in the St. John's student section. Happy about that. Coach Dane Smith coaching for the Falcons, none too pleased with his team forgetting some fundamentals, possibly, as we have a little over 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter of this. It was supposed to be one of the high marquee matchups of the WCAC playoffs. Incoming number 16, that's Jack Lutz. And now Eddie Chi. Chi makes a spin move, trying to get around Pensy, hands it over to Douglas. Now to the top, McLaughlin. McLaughlin with speed, shot. That one's going to be tipped up. No dice. And great defensive pressure, or offensive pressure. And it's going to be picked up by McLaughlin. 60 seconds on the clock. On the possession clock. And things will calm down. McLaughlin met by West behind the net. McLaughlin takes a fake shot and hands it back up to Douglas. Douglas over to Dufour. And Dufour are met by Brendan Schrey. Will make it past Schrey. Fake pass, and that one goes wide of the net. Pensy staying big in the cage. And 35 seconds to go on the possession clock. St. John's need to make a decision sooner rather than later if they want to make this a high-scoring game. Douglas with it. Wyatt Douglas, the junior. Guarded by Brendan Schrey and by Declan Devine. Over to Dufour. Now in the hands of McLaughlin. McLaughlin hands it over to number 12. That was Nash Parker. He rips it wide. And now 9 seconds on the shot clock. Coming out with it is Lutz. Lutz makes a spin move around Dylan Cruz. Lutz trying to make a shot. He's hit down by Cruz. And the possession clock is up. This will be picked up by Griffin West. West hands it over to Cruz. And Cruz will wait for reinforcements to come in. Never mind. He hands it over to DiMarina. Scores! Outside the perimeter. And the Falcons strike first. It's 1-0 in favor of the Falcons. We're going to go to instant replay with that one. As Drew DiMarinas with a pass from Dylan Cruz. A great pass from Cruz. Hands it over to DiMarinas. DiMarinas finishes it off. Zipping it past the goalie of St. John's. That is number 50, Rocket Isner. He's a senior for the Cadets tonight. 1-0 now in favor of the Falcons. McDonough, the freshman, going to try and pick it up. He's easily swarmed, and now this is going to be in the hands of the Cadets. Whistle blown. It'll be Falcon ball. Break for Ben Pensy and company as the Falcons come away with it. St. Clair with it now. A junior. He's committed to Delaware. He does have one more year left at Our Lady of Good Counsel High School. Whistle still blown. Time still stopped. Figuring it out on the field. Dylan Gilp will go get it. And we're back underway. Gilp tries to make a spin move, and he's around. That was a great defense by Will Clauder. And he'll hand it over to number 32, Jack Salkeld. Cruz at the top, one of the captains for the Falcons team. Hands it over to Dylan Gilp, another offensive stud. He falls and still holds on to the ball. Wow. It's a great play. Bronston Brothers being one of the men on that play for the Cadets. He was looking to pop the ball out and give St. John's possession. Cruz with the spin move. Moving in, and he's pushed to the perimeter. Hands it over to Will Mackey behind the net. Back to Cruz. Cruz shifting. Guarded by Clauder. Cruz is going to be pushed down. The ball is loose. Picked up by the Cadets. It's number 29, Tyler Seacrest. And now with it is Rocket Isner. Isner hands it over to Cronin, another senior for the Cadets. And they make it across midfield with Jack Lutz. McLaughlin has it now. Rip shot. Save Ben Pensy. Eddie Chi on the shot. Couldn't get it past Pensy. Cadets still scoreless as we have less than 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter, as it's going to be Cadets ball. At the top, Dufour. Now Wyatt Douglas, a junior and a midfielder for this lacrosse team. Dufour with it. Spin move. Fake shot twice. Hands it over to Lutz. Lutz had a great offensive possession last time they were in the offensive zone. Makes a move. Trying to make it around the defense of Carter Kilberg. And now McLaughlin over to Nash Parker. Parker trying to make a move. He's stopped. And the St. John's Cadets keeping things in check as this one's off the crossbar. A great defense by Ben Pensy. He looked like he didn't see it as Van Newkirk makes a move, and it will be St. John's ball. Clock does reset back to 60. Not the full 80 seconds, but should be enough time for St. John's to convert or make an offensive possession out of this. Dufour has it behind the net. McLaughlin now. Over to Douglas. Douglas trying to get past McDonough. He's stopped, and that one's going to hit wide. And that'll be Eddie Chi, a senior attack man for the Cadets, going to reach it. Now Lutz has it. Jack Lutz trying to make a move. Lutz makes a move. He's powering through. He'll hand it over to Dufour and keep things settled. McLaughlin over to Lutz. Lutz is mauled, and he'll be forced to pass it away to Dufour. Dufour with it. Tries to make a move. Over to McLaughlin at the top. McLaughlin back to Dufour. Dufour rips it. But it's still going to be Cadet ball, as it's going to be a penalty on the Falcons. A little over 3 minutes to go, but Falcons do have the lead 1-0. Douglas has it now. Douglas changing places with Dufour. Dufour has it now. Back to Douglas. Dufour rips it and save Pensy. He looked to snag it, but it went wide. And now Nash Parker, the sophomore, will go and retrieve it. 40 seconds on the shot clock. In the middle, and it's in! The Cadets score on a long offensive possession. And it looks like that was Nash Parker on the shot and score in the middle. And the Cadets get it. And it's now tied at 1. Less than 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Back on the face-off, Leo Fields. With it, he almost gets it. It's on the ground, and the Cadets will get it. Moving in, shot save. Penalty. That shot was number 38, Kobe Cantor. Sinclair over to West. Over to Devine. Declan Devine's going to try and get it out as he hands it over to Cruz, and Cruz will easily get across midfield. Cruz going to wait for some reinforcements to come in the form of Jake Bendler and Dylan Gilp. Speaking of, Gilp has it over to Spar, back to Gilp, looking to DeMarinis. DeMarinis with it now, back to Gilp. It's a long possession so far. 40 seconds gone by on the possession clock. 40 to go. DeMarinis with it. He has the goal. Has a broken stick on the field. He can't pick it up. Spar looking to shot. Hands it over to Mackey behind the net. They're up a man pretty much as Cruz can't get it past. And he'll check Ryder McGowan, the senior, and the Falcons still have possession. Bendler shot. Save! Rocket Isner, the goalie for the Cadets. And he'll keep the Good Counsel Falcons at bay, still only scoring 1 goal so far in the first quarter. The Cadets trying to make it across and possibly take the lead as they're trying to get back on side as Griffin West comes back onto the defense. And now number 22, Wesley Thye, has it. And he'll hand it over to Jacob Carl. Carl meets Griffin West as he zooms past him. And that was Eddie Chi behind the net. And Arat has it. That was Ryan Arata for the freshman on the Cadets. And now McLaughlin has it. McLaughlin rips it past the net, and looks like Griffin West tried to dive for it. And it will be good counsel ball. Great effort by Griffin West. And the Falcons will have offensive possession for 80 seconds as there's 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And Sinclair has it. He catches it with his body. 15 seconds to go. Over to Pensy. Pensy airs it up. That's West. Griffin West trying to make it pass and into the offensive zone. Less than 10 seconds left to go now. West finds McDonough. Or Salkeld, I'm sorry. Salkeld can't make it past the defense, and that'll be the end of the first quarter, 1-1. We are tied here at Dancell Field. We'll be back after this. Welcome back into the broadcast. Another one for GCTV here at the start of the second quarter. Goals from DeMarinis and Nash Parker. One on each side for the Falcons and Cadets. It's supposed to be one of the very high marquee matchups of the WCAC playoffs, and we are very excited to bring it to you here live on YouTube. Face-off getting set. Leo Fields. And it's going to be won by the Cadets, number 38, Kobe Cantor. Or Falcons actually have it after the steal. Sinclair over to Pensy, over to Devine. Devine trying to make it across midfield. It's intercepted out of the midair, and the Cadets have it now. Number 37, Bronson Brothers. Brothers waiting for reinforcements as he's going to get across midfield. He'll hand it over to Dufour. And the Cadets, student section getting loud here as they're trying to mess with the defense of the Falcons and give their team a fighting chance. Lutz with it now with speed. Lots of speed from Jack Lutz. Lutz still with it. He'll hand it over down below the net. That's number 12, Nash Parker, the goal scorer, as he's trying to move in to get his second goal. Parker, that one's going to be ripped out. Rebound, scores! Jack Lutz, the junior, for the Cadets, and they take the lead. It's now 2-1 in favor of the Cadets. That's a great shot off the rebound from Jack Lutz. Nash Parker got it ripped away, and Lutz was in just the right position to score that goal. And heading back to the face-off dot, Fields and Cantor will meet once again. Maybe we'll be meeting plenty today, as we are expecting high goals scored in this matchup. It's going to be Cadets ball. Cantor wins the faceoff. He'll hand it over to Brothers. Brothers over to Strike Pass, and he scores! Strike Charge for the Cadets, and the Cadets now have lots of momentum. And we're going to go to instant replay on that one. That's just a great shot. He gets off the faceoff. Great pass from Cantor, and looks like Pensy was not expecting that from the shot from Chris Streichars, the senior long stick middleman. And the Cadets now have a 2-goal lead over the Falcons. Fields and Cantor once again. Oh, that's not Fields. That is number 20, Andrew Mahoney for the Falcons on that faceoff. Picked up by Griffin West. And now some fighting going on, as it will be St. John ball. Picked up number 44, Streichars. He has the most recent goal. Hands it over to Douglas. And the Cadets will get things set back up, as their student section is looking to get loud and rowdy here at Dansell Field at Klein Stadium. Lutz, one of the goal scorers for the Cadets today, as he moves in with speed. He'll hand back to Dufour and to McLaughlin. McLaughlin trying to make a move, lots of speed, met by West Washington at the top. That one is chipped, and it'll head out of bounds into the track around the field. 9.5 minutes to go here in the second stanza. Moving in, that's going to be blocked, and great defense by the Falcons. Brendan Stray, one of the men on that. Eddie Chee, the senior, was the one man on the shot. West Washington has it. He'll get it across midfield in time. And he'll hand it over to Dylan Cruz. Dylan Cruz slashed as he'll make his way into the zone. He's going to rip it. Oh, he tries to go over Rocket Inzer, and Inzer staying strong in the net. It goes over. And Will Mackey will be the one to go pick it up as he waits for reinforcements. 9 minutes to go in the second stanza. DeMarinis to Cruz. Back to DeMarinis. DeMarinis at the top. Guarded by Jaden James, another senior on the Cadet squad. DeMarinis trying to make a move. He does. Trying to make speed. Shot off the post! And that's going to go out of bounds, possibly. And it'll be St. John's ball. It went out of bounds on the Good Counsel Falcons side. The Cadets with it now. Ryan Arata, the freshman, hands it over to number 23, Jack Henry. That's number 22, Wesley Ty. And back up to the top with Willis McLaughlin. Making a move is Tig. And now over to Carl. Jacob Carl trying to make a move. Stick handling. And McLaughlin hands it over. This one's in. Save! Ben Pensy! Great save in short range. And the Falcons get bailed out by their sophomore goalkeeper, being one of the best in the WCAC, as this one is going to be picked up by the St. John's Cadets, and they have an odd man rush coming. And looks like a timeout is going to be called by St. John's to see how things are going. We're going to head to commercial break. St. John's 3, your Falcons 1. And welcome back into the broadcast as Brendan Dufour tries to make a move. It's 3-1 in favor of the St. John's Cadets. And in moving is Jack Lutz, one of the 3 goal scorers for the Cadets tonight. The Falcons have played relatively good defense, as not many have gone through. The 3 that have gone through have just been better plays by the Cadets offense. The Cadets offense being one of the best in the WCAC. They are the top-ranked team in the conference, as this one's going to go wide into the back net, as the Falcons are number 3 ranked in the WCAC. Whoever wins this game will likely play PVI or Paul VI in the final, as Ben Pensy, another great save, keeping the St. John's offense at bay. That's another great save from Ben Pensy. He's been lights out in net. So after the first 3 goals have been let up, he's been great, as Devine loses the ball. And the St. John's defense will get it, as this one's on the ground, picked up. Brendan Schrey lost it. Timeout called by Good Counsel. We'll head right back to commercial break. TV, about 7 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Dylan Cruz with it now, as him and the Falcons are down by 2. He makes a power move, and he'll hand it to Will Mackey behind the net. DeMarinis with it now. Drew DeMarinis committed to Maryland next year. DeMarinis with it now. He loses the ball, and the ball is still on the ground. Picked up by St. John's. They got it. And number 17, A.J. Verdun, has it. He's with speed. Oh, that was number 77. Sorry, Matt Cronin. And a great play. That was Cooper Sinclair getting his stick in the way. But the St. John's Cadets still prevail and still have the ball. Now on the hands of Nash Parker. Up now to number 22. That is Wesley Ty. And now to Ryan Arata. At the top, Tig with it. Hands it over to Parker, sorry. Cadets getting things set. They have 30 seconds on the shot clock. McLaughlin has it now. McLaughlin with it. Takes a shot wide of the net. It'll be picked up by Eddie Chi. The senior attack man for the Cadets will have it. As they have now less than 20 seconds to go on the shot clock. Looking for the middle. This one's going to be guarded by Good Counsel very fiercely. And Tig picks it back up. McLaughlin at the top. Less than 5 seconds to go. Shot wide of the net. 3 seconds to go on the shot clock, and looks like the Cadets can't really do much with it. They'll just send it into the corner as St. Clair will go get it, the junior Delaware commit. And the Falcons, great defensive plays in the defensive zone, and they'll make it out unscathed with 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Devine with it now. Devine tosses it up over to Griffin West, and West gets it across midfield in time. They have 20 seconds to get it off get it around over midfield. Sorry, at 20 seconds, and if they don't, it'll be automatically offsides, and it'll be St. John's ball, or the opposing team's ball, I should say. Mahoney with it now. Now Will Mackey behind the net over to DeMarinis. Whistle blown as there's a player down for Good Counsel. Looks like he is in some pain. Trainers heading out as it looks like it was Chase Barr. Looks like he maybe had the wind knocked out of him. And we're going to go to commercial break. We'll be back right here. And we're back. I told you it was going to be a really short break. We're going to... Salkeld has it now. Salkeld with lots of speed. We'll hand it over to Mackey. Cruz behind the net. Chase Spar was the man that was injured on the play. He's on the bench getting some water and getting attended to. DeMarinis at the top now. Rips it. Oh, great save! In front of the net. Rocket Inzer's been stone cold in the net for the Cadets, and less than 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Right now, if I was choosing player of the game for the Cadets, I'm choosing their goalie. He's been great as Mackey loses the ball in the air. That was a great defense by number 30, Kyle Archer. Launches that one over, and as I said earlier, that's going to be in violation of getting the ball across midfield. Pensy has it now. It's going to be a penalty advance, and it'll be Falcons ball with a reset shot clock. Gilp with it at around the 40-yard line. Gilp going to try and make a move around the defense of Ryan Archer. Trying to make a move. Gilp is going to be forced to pass it to Mackey. That's going to be Dylan Cruz with it now. Cruz going to try and make a move around the defense of number 8, Eddie Chi. But that's going to be no dice as he's checked, but still holds on to the ball. And that was not Eddie Chi. That was Ryder McGowan. Sorry. As Will Mackey has it now behind the net. Mackey, less than 50 seconds to go. Mackey, with power, hands it over to Cruz. Cruz hands it over to Gilp. Gilp with a fake shot. Has the ball in his grasp, but it's going to be picked up by St. John's. And now with speed, here comes McLaughlin. That's not McLaughlin. That is Jaden James. I am sorry for that. Eddie Chi with it now for the Cadets. Timeout, St. John's. We'll be back after this, a 30-second timeout. The Falcons. And welcome back into the broadcast. Another one of GCTV. Jack Lutz has it. Shot scores! Wow, that's a quick shot. Jack Lutz, his second goal of the day, and the Cadets now have a 4-1 lead, and they're looking to extend that even more further going into the future. We're going to go to instant replay on that, put into by Under Armour. That was a great shot from Jack Lutz. His second goal just rips it from the top. Not much to say about that. The Falcons now down by 3, and they're going to look to try and get back into this game. They have a great offense. They haven't really had the ball much, which is unfortunate because when you give them the ball, they can make a lot of noise. And this St. John's defense has been fantastic at keeping the ball out of the Good Counsel offense's hands because they know how lethal they can be. Willis McLaughlin with it now as he waits for reinforcements in the form of Brendan Dufour. And Wyatt Douglas comes in now. Speaking of, he has the ball. Douglas waiting. He'll hand it over to Lutz, the most recent goal scorer. Lutz with speed, trying to make it around Griffin West. Stopped by Greg Van Newkirk. Into the hands of Nash Parker, the first goal scorer for the Cadets. Tries to make a move. He's making Carter Kilberg run circles. He scores! Nash Parker scores his second goal. We're going to go to instant replay, brought to you by Under Armour. It's a great shot. Rips it at the top of the perimeter. That's a great passing sequence from the Cadets as they've now extended their lead to 4 goals. 5 goals. I meant to say 5. I'm sorry. Field back at the face-off dot. Almost wins this one, as this one's still on the ground. Picked up by the Cadets, Bronston Brothers. With speed, scores! Wow, what a shot! Bronston Brothers rips it off the face-off. And the Cadets now have 6 goals. We're going to go to, once again, instant replay as these Cadets keep making highlight reel plays. It's a great shot off the face-off, won by Kobe Cantor. And he does the rest. That's just a great shot. Can't do much about that. Bronson Brothers scores his first goal, the junior. And they now lead 6-1. Cantor and Fields meeting back at the face-off dot. He runs over Cantor. Wow. Leo Fields getting really physical on the face-off dot. It'll be St. John's ball because of the infraction. In the hands of Willis McLaughlin now. Over to Dufour. About a minute left to go here in the second stanza. Now Jack Lutz, 2-goal scorer for the Cadets. Lutz with it. Met by Griffin West, the senior. He's committed to Lenoir Rhine. There's more time on the shot clock than on the game clock, so there will be no pressure for the Cadets offense to go with it, as it's going to be Falcons ball. Cooper Sinclair, 30 seconds to go for the Falcons to see if they can make one final offensive push. Ben Pensy with it now. And it's over to Devine. Devine, the long stick middleman, hands it over to McDonough. Or that's Salkeld, I'm sorry. Salkeld makes it past the power, and he's powering through. Less than 20 seconds to go now. Salkeld running circles around. Takes a shot. That's not going to be enough to get it past the net. And Inzer will take it away. And the Cadets are content with holding it for the final 5 seconds. And the Cadets are up 6-1 at the end of the first half. The Cadets fans cheer them on. We're going to go to commercial break at halftime. We'll see you after these messages.
I want the kids first and foremost to love the school. I want to introduce Good Counsel as a place to hopefully attend one day. Make sure they come back. Having fun is something that's very important to say, hey, it was a great camp, enjoyed it, looking forward to next year.
First off, let's be clear about elements of going to a camp. You know, you want them to have fun. You want it to be a great experience. But that's what we like to think, that they're going to walk away with something they're not going to get someplace else.
I would say over the years, we've had several participants that have come to Good Counsel as students. So it's really nice. It's an introduction to what Good Counsel is.
I would say my biggest thing that I want my campers to get out of being with me for a week is fun. I want them to learn lacrosse. I want them to learn field hockey, but it's summer.
I think it's very welcoming. It's very busy. It's kind of exciting. When they're outside doing a lacrosse camp, it's very dynamic. There's just movement all over the place.
All right, let's go 100% back.
I have 3 boys in the camps program, ages 10, 8, and 6. They love the camps. They love the connection that they make with the student counselors. It's really special.
So my oldest, my daughter, I think she had a lot of fun. I think she found a lot of confidence that she didn't have before. She tended to be a bit shy, and all of a sudden she kind of came to life on stage. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Also, you want to make sure that our counselors are teaching them, not just the thing of babysitting them. The curriculum that we have developed over the years really introduces them to actually go through every day and what they're supposed to do.
Well, my camp director is amazing, actually. He would teach us, put them first, to have fun with them and get them to learn the fundamentals. I'll say I'm just trying to teach them that at the end of the day, it's camp. You're trying to have fun, trying to make memories.
They're more than just coaches. They motivate the kids, they encourage them, and they feel like cool big brothers. And my kids just talk about it so much after camp is over.
I think for parents, they feel that this is a great, safe environment, that their child is going to be included in all the activities. And so I think parents have been pretty happy with it. We've had quite a few repeat families over the years.
Good Counsel camps are cool.
1, 2, 3, Good Counsel!
And welcome back into the broadcast. Another one for GCTV. I am your play-by-play announcer, Liam Clark. We are here at beautiful Dansell Field at Klein Stadium. The stadium is rocking. There is a lot of St. John's fans, a lot of Good Counsel fans, and right now St. John's has the edge. It is 6-1 going into the second half. And we're going to head down to the field as Leo Fields and Kobe Cantor will be taking the opening second half face-off. This one on the ground is going to be kicked away. And it's going to be Falcon ball. This one, Dylan Cruz with it. Looks like they're going to try and get some offense early on in this first part of the second half. Cruz with it as he waits for reinforcements. Makes a quick move. And he's initially guarded by Chris Strychars. He has one of the goals for St. John's tonight. He ripped one from above the perimeter. Mackey over to Cruz, getting the rotation set very, very early. Cruz with it, looking for a man to pass to. Cruz shot, that one goes wide, picked up by Chase Spar. He went down in the first quarter or the first half. We're happy to see him back on the field because he is a vital part of this Good Counsel offense. Cruz pushed back to the outside, passes it up to DeMarinis. He loses it, but he'll pick it up. No harm done. Cruz spin or DeMarinis spin move, and he'll take a step back. Jaden James being one on defense. That one's gonna be saved off the shot, and it'll be picked up by Ellis Strong. Strong with it now for the Cadets as he's chased down by Will Mackey, and Mackey can't go as far as he can. And the Cadets now have it in the offensive zone. Dufour over to Douglas. Wyatt Douglas being a major contributor in the first half. No goals or assists, but he set up plays and got the ball rolling. Kept the ball in play. Lutz, 2 goals on the day so far and an assist. Hands it over to Dufour. Dufour trying to make a move around West Washington. Dufour shot, scores! Dufour, a great shot, and now 7-1. The Cadets are trying to move away and move on to the championship as we're going to go to instant replay on that one. A great shot from the top by Dufour. Not much to say. He just rips it from the top. And now the Falcons down even more. Dufour's first goal. He is a senior this year at St. John's. Fields and Cantor meet once again. Cantor is going to win this one for the Cadets, met by Brendan Schrey off the face-off. Devine on the defense on number 12, Nash Parker. He has 2 goals on the day. Parker with it now, met by Griffin West. Parker, stutter step. He's trying to find McLaughlin as he is the open man. He'll dish it down to Eddie Chi. And now up to McLaughlin, or that's Dufour at the top. Dufour spin move around. Brendan Schrey can't hold his footing. That's a great quick stand-up, though, by Dufour. As the latest goal scorer, shot save. Ben Pensy snags it out of the air. And the Falcons' defense holds firm. Cooper Sinclair with it now. He's going to air it up into the hands of Dylan Gilp. Gilp runs away from Will Clowder. Tries to make a spin move. Still has the ball in his hands and across midfield. Plenty of time. He's trying to make some speed. Moving in. He's going to stop and wait for reinforcements. Hands it over to Chase Spar. Spar's had a great game so far. Not much to show for it on the stat sheet, but he's had lots of great plays and good passes, setting up for great chances, but just none of them are finding the back of the net. Spar finds Bendler in the front. That was a great play, as St. John's will run away with it. That's number 11, Will Clauder. Over to McLaughlin. Willis McLaughlin with it now. Hands it over to Eddie Chi. Back to McLaughlin. Over to Douglas. Wyatt Douglas, the junior midfielder. At the top, he's going to take his time. 50 seconds on the possession clock. Plenty of time, as looks like St. John's was waiting for a man to make it back. That was Jaden James on the offensive side when he should have been past midfield. They got it done, though. Douglas with it now. Moving in. Shot above Pensy. And that'll be shot wide. Still Cadet ball. 29 seconds on, or 29 seconds on the shot clock. Sorry, this is Eddie Chi with it. He's going to hand it down to Jack Lutz, looking for his third goal. Trying to move in, and it's great defense by Wyatt McDonough, the freshman. He's had a great game defensively so far. Wyatt Douglas at the top. Douglas hands it to Dufour. Dufour trying to make a move. Dufour can't make it past Pensy, and it'll be Falcon ball. Great defense by Good Counsel. Fast-moving third quarter. 7 minutes to go here in third stanza of this WCAC semifinal. St. John's 7, your Good Counsel Falcons 1. As they're trying to claw their way back into this. A 6-goal lead sounds big, but in a game of lacrosse, it can be gone just like that. As the Falcons are trying to get it across, they do. And now it's in the hands of Drew DeMarinis. DeMarinis hands it over to Gilp. Gilp to Spar. Spar trying to make a move around the defense. Tries to find an open lane. That's Tommy Cressette on the defense. Mackey with it now. Mackey hands it back to Spar. Spar, backhand shot. Did a full 360 in midair. And Mackey is pushed away. That's great defense by number 77, Matt Cronin. And looks like Good Counsel runs away with it. Oh, what a shot! Dylan Cruz! A backhand shot over Rocket Isner. We're definitely going to go to instant replay on that. What a shot from Dylan Cruz. He is pumped, as the rest of the Good Counsel Falcons bench is. A great shot by Drew DeMarinis. He backhands it, leaping right over Rocket Isner, the senior goalie. Wow, that's definitely going to put some life into this Good Counsel squad. Fields and Cantor meeting at the dot once again. Cantor wins this one. Leo Fields has had a tough day at the dot today. This one's in. Kobe Cantor. Wow, he runs down. We're gonna go to instant replay on that one. Kobe Cantor. Wow, he just runs down the field off the faceoff, untouched. And he rips that one past Ben Pensy. Not much you can do on that with a man with that much head of steam. And now the Cadets seem to have diminished Good Counsel's hope of trying to claw back in this game, as they're down by 6 once again. Cantor going to try and win this one. He does. Ball still on the ground. Picked up by Bronston Brothers. Now with it is Jaden James. Jaden James loses it almost midair. He'll pick it up easily. Now it's in the hands of Chris Strikechars. This one is a flag flies. It looks like it's going to be on your Falcons. And he is told to drop the ball. Looks like they're looking for someone to hop off. It's going to be on St. John's. And that is not met happily by the St. John's student section, as they are not happy about that. Oh, it looks like it will be on the Falcons. That was my fault. I read the ref signals wrong. Or will it? Okay, it will be St. John's ball, as they are up a man, 6-on-5, with about 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. McLaughlin has it now. Heads it down to Chi, back up to McLaughlin. They're going to try and make the most of this minute-long penalty. At the top, McLaughlin once again. Hands it to Eddie Chi, back up to McLaughlin. He seems to be the running man at the top. Shot scores! Jack Lutz has a hat trick. And we're going to go to instant replay on that one. A fantastic shot off rip from Jack Lutz, and he gets a hat trick for the Cadets, and the Cadets now have a 7-goal lead on your Falcons. Back at the dot, Cantor wins another one. He has been fantastic at the dot so far today. As this one's picked up as Bronson Brothers, but it will be Falcon ball as the ball was put on the offensive side, then brought back to the defensive side and picked up by not the person who won the face-off. So that will be a turnover, and the Falcons catch a break on defense. Gilp over to DeMarinis, back to Gilp. Gilp met by Bronson Brothers, a goal scorer for the Cadets today, holding on to the ball while taking some hits. Dylan Cruz over to DeMarinis, the 2 goal scorers for the Falcons today. Moving along, up to Cruz at the top. He was winding up, then second thought it. He is being fought by Jaden James, and that one's going to be snagged out of the air by Rocket Isner. And the Cadets are going to walk away with this one. Bronson Brothers across midfield. And they're going to try and make their way into the offensive zone. Now in the hands of Ellis Strong. Strong over to Dufour. Dufour going to walk in, met by West Washington. Over to Wyatt Douglas at the top. Dufour with it now, ordering his teammates to go into position, as the penalty has been up after the goal scored by Jack Lutz. Moving in, shot save. Ben Pensy staying big in the cage. And a great save by the sophomore goalkeeper. This one bopped out of the air and picked up Cooper Sinclair. Great defense. Saving the Good Counsel defense and taking it away from this very dangerous St. John's offense, as we've seen so far in this game. Pensy going to hand it over to Andrew Mahoney. Mahoney picks it up off the ground, and Mahoney moves in with the offense. Andrew Mahoney, the junior, this one's going to come into the hands of Drew DeMarinis, and now Jack Salkeld. Salkeld still with it. 40 seconds to go on the possession clock. 2 minutes and counting left in the third quarter. Salkeld with speed, going to try and make a move and exuberate some life into this Good Counsel offense. Bendler at the top is going to lose the ball and can't dive far enough. Salkeld couldn't get to the ball, and it'll be St. John's possession. Dufour with it now. He'll make it across midfield, met by Declan Devine. Speeds past him. Fake pass. And now into the hands of Willis McLaughlin. At the top now. Hands it over to Arata. Ryan Arata with it now, waiting for reinforcements. Hands it over to number 22, Wesley Teig. Back over to Arata. And now at the top, Jacob Carl. Carl guarded by Griffin West. 30 seconds to go on the possession clock. As Carl needs to make a decision sooner rather than later, or he'll waste all the time on the possession clock. Finally makes a move with speed. Now he has less than 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Moving in. And that Eddie Chi, a great shot, but no dice on the play. And Cooper Sinclair and Ben Pensy together, a great save. And great defense. And they'll get it out. Declan Devine airs it up to Dylan Cruz, and he couldn't hold on to it. It'll be Cadets ball once again with a reset shot clock. 6 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. See if Cadets can make some magic out of this. He's going to rip it from basically midfield. This one's saved. Pensy, wow, what a very great save by Pensy. As we end the third quarter, we're going to head to commercial break. We'll see you after this.
Good Counsel is home to anyone. You know, that you will feel embraced. You will feel part of a community from day one, even before school starts. You know, they put so much time and energy into making you feel as part of the community.
When kids come here, to know that they're not just loved and nurtured by their family, but by other people, you know, God's family. I think if you're in a position to give
and here we are in the final quarter of possibly the last game for your Good Counsel Falcons in lacrosse. They are down 7 here in the final stanza as Nash Parker, 2-goal scorer for the Cadets today, moves in, has possession with it, waiting for reinforcements to come in. Jacob Carl now. The Cadets have 50 seconds on the shot clock, plenty of time. This one, pass to the back, Eddie Cheese there. McLaughlin at the top now. Now to Jacob Carl. Carl hands it over to Nash Parker as this one snagged out of the air by Ben Pensy, and the Falcons going to try and get some offense going here in the final quarter, as it is some of these seniors' last quarter as a Falcon. Devine over to Cruz. Cruz with plenty of speed, slows down, and now is going to try and power his way through. He had a fantastic goal back in the third quarter as he's getting roughed up by some St. John's defenders, and a whistle will be blown. It'll be Good Counsel ball. Looks like a roughing penalty will be called on St. John's. And looks like a timeout is called by the Falcons to talk some things over. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this. Cast quickly as the Falcons. Drew DeMarinis takes a shot. That one easily saved. Wow, that is Rocket Isner. He's been fantastic in net tonight for the Cadets as they get right back into the offensive zone. Willis McLaughlin with it now. He's been a major contributor on offense. He doesn't show it on the stat sheet, but he's made great passes, and he's set up some great plays for the Cadets so far today, as he's been a big playmaker and a big engine for the Cadets. Cadets are just going to try and juice some of the clock to make a Falcons comeback seem less possible, as Eddie Chi has it behind the net. Chi with it now. Eddie going to try and make a move around West Washington. This one picked up out of the air. That was Declan Devine, but in the hands of Wyatt Douglas, the junior. And Cadets will continue possession as they have only 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. See what they can do. Tries to make a move around. This one in the hands of, it's going to be in the hands of Wyatt McDonough, the freshman, and the Falcons are going to try and put some offense and put some life into this offense. This one almost picked up out of the air. It will be Falcons ball, though. That was number 8, Eddie Chi. He's had a great day offensively and defensively. He's been all around the field making plays and disturbing plays. He's been great. Shot by Will Mackey. Save by Rocket Inzer. Falls out of bounds. It's going to be St. John's ball, as that was number 11, Will Clodder. He was pushed out of bounds, and the Cadets now have a 7-goal lead with less than 9 minutes to go, and they're going to try and close this game out and head on to the final of the WCAC. Dufour with it now, guarded by Chase Spar, and Spar will have to make his way back into midfield. As we are approaching nighttime, this will be the last lacrosse game you will see for the 2025-2026 season. We will be back next year for fall sports, including football, soccer, field hockey, and it's going to be a great fall. We are excited to have you on the journey with us throughout the years that we have this club. As this great save by Ben Pensy, that was Jack Lutz looking for his 4th goal of the day. They have 15 seconds to go. Behind the net is Nash Parker, 2 goals on the day, guarded by West Washington. Parker to the top to Dufour. Dufour looking for a lane. And now down to Chi at the top. Douglas, heavily guarded, and the clock strikes 0. Oh, that's probably going to be a penalty. Flags are flying, all 3 flags. West Washington looks like he was the one who fell. He was being pushed, and he's going to be followed by some St. John's players looking, probably chirping at him. Maybe he said some things that should not have been said. Falcons, regardless, will indefinitely have a a man advantage. I'm thinking of hockey. But they will have a man advantage, as this could put some life into the Falcons' offense and get them rolling, as they are down 7 with 7:31 to go in the final stanza of this WCAC semifinal. It's going to be a man advantage for the Falcons. 6-on-5. They have Cruz, DeMarinis, Mackey, Gilp, and Spar out. Some of the 6 better players on the Falcons squad this year. DeMarinis will get things set at around the 35-yard line for the football fans. DeMarinis is going to have to take it back to the 45-yard line now. And he's going to hand it over to Cruz, back up to DeMarinis, and they'll get this rotation started. Bendler down to Gilp, over to Spar. Spar down to Mackey behind the net. That's where he works, definitely. Shot scores! Dylan Cruz! His 2nd goal of the game, and we're going to go to instant replay on that. That's what's going to happen when you're going to get on a man down. A man advantage definitely is what the Falcons needed. A great shot by Dylan Cruz. Also great passing around the perimeter. That's just how you're going to get these open chances and scores. Dylan Cruz being one of the top scorers for the Falcons this year. And this is how most of these teams in the WCAC and in college are going to be scoring their goals on man advantages. And that's why St. John's and other teams can't be making these mistakes, as Leo Fields wins the faceoff. And he's going to try and make his way around Bronston Brothers. Hands it over to Will Mackey. Mackey going to take his time. He has plenty of time on the possession clock. Hands it over to DeMarinis, up to the top. That's Dylan Cruz. He has 2 goals on the day for Good Counsel. Spar over to Gilp. Gilp down to Mackey. 40 seconds left to go on the clock. Or possession clock, I should say. Mackey moving in. He's going to be hit down, and the Cadets will take over. They're going to be moving out. Bronson Brothers makes it across midfield. He loses the ball, and he'll pick it back up. Falls on the ground. Staying up. Wow, that's great athleticism. But picked up by Drew DeMarinis. And the Falcons will get right back to work on offense. He'll hand it over to Chase Spar. Spar, hand it over to DeMarinis, and he'll calm things down. Plenty of time on the possession clock. As he's waiting for reinforcements. Bendler in the middle is going to pick it up, holding on to it, and he'll lose it, though, in the middle. On the ground still, fighting for it. This ball is going to be on the ground, and hard to tell. Picked up by St. John's, and Jaden James gets it across midfield. Makes a move around Brendan Schrey. Great passing, Jaden James. And the St. John's bench and student section got really excited for that as a flag flies. Looks like it's going to be on Good Counsel as St. John's has the ball at the moment. Nash Parker with it now. 50 seconds to go on the possession clock. Flag still on the ground as they're just going to try and juice the clock as a penalty is called. Or the whistle is blown, I should say. And looks like some confusion on the field. Some disagreement from the fans of St. John's. Referee calling it from down the field. As we're waiting for confirmation of what the penalty is. Waiting for confirmation. 4:45 or 4:54, sorry, on the clock. Looks like it's gonna be a Good Counsel possession. They're gonna have the ball right now. It's gonna be Dylan Cruz with it, as we have less than 5 minutes to go in what looks to be the final game of the Falcons' season for lacrosse. If you just saw the girls' game, you know that they have made it to the WCAC Championship, and they'll play that game at Georgetown on Monday. In the hands now of Jack Salkeld. Salkeld going to try and make a move. Salkeld with it. He's going to wait for reinforcements. He's going to hand it over to Dylan Cruz. And now Chase Spar, trying to put some life into this offense, hands it over to Cruz. He has 2 goals so far on the night. Cruz, outside the perimeter, hands it down to Mackey. Will Mackey's been a stud on the offense so far throughout the season. Cruz making a move, and that one's going to hit the back of the net. I thought that went in for a second, and it goes wide. Cadets get it across midfield, and they're going to look to put this game away with possibly another goal, or going to juice out the clock for 65 seconds. Dufour with it now at the top after a pass from McLaughlin. Hands it over to Wyatt Douglas. Hands it over now to Jack Lutz. 3 goals on the day, or the night. For Lutz, he was fantastic throughout the game. Lots of offensive possessions as this one is shot wide. It'll be picked up by Eddie Chi, and the Cadets contain the ball for another 30 seconds. Chi trying to make a move around DeMarinis. Hand it over to Douglas, and now Dufour has it. Trying to make a move around West Washington. Back to Douglas. 10 seconds to go on the clock as this ball is going to be picked up by Good Counsel. Devine has 3 minutes and around 5 seconds to go here at Good Counsel. He's a senior, one of the many seniors on this squad, and they will be missed in the lacrosse team. As Chase Barr, being a junior, we'll see him next year being one of the better offensive players. Hands it over to Will Mackey. Mackey, 50 seconds to go on the possession clock. Mackey trying to make a move. He can't. Still stick handling. Hands it over to Gilp. And the St. John's fans salute that defensive effort. Spar moving in. He's going to be pushed to the side. Hands it over to Mackey. Mackey, 35 seconds to go on the possession clock. Mackey hands it over to Gilp. Gilp loses it in midair, but he picks it back up. No harm done. Gilp making a move and scores! Dylan Gilp We're going to go to instant replay on that. 2:17 left to go in the fourth quarter. Good Counsel's not going to go down without a fight. It's a great shot. Dylan Gilp under pressure, and he puts it in behind Rocket Isner, who's been very solid in front of the net. Very few shots have gone past him, but that one does, and the Falcons now have a 5-goal deficit. Fields and Cantor meeting at the dot once again. Won by Cantor once again, as he's won all night. This one's going to be intercepted, and Good Counsel has some offense brewing. Will Mackey going to make his way into the offensive zone. Lots of time on the possession clock, as he's going to hand it over to Dylan Cruz, who's going to try and calm some things down and get the offense set. Cruz makes a move around. Moving in, Bendler. He couldn't hold on, and DeMarinis is going to go chase it. Committed to Maryland next year, as he almost falls out of bounds. Like, that could have been disastrous and could have killed this offensive pressure. Spar moving in. Shot. That's off the back of the net. In. Oh, he can't make it past the post. It'll be... We're waiting for confirmation. It'll be... Falcons ball. It'll be Falcons ball. And timeout called by the St. John's coach. 1:34. Falcons down by 5. We're going to go to commercial break. And welcome back into the broadcast. 1:34 left in the final stanza of the final, possibly the final game of the 2025-2026 boys lacrosse season. Six on sticks. Everyone on the field. DeMarinis at the top, hands it over to Spar. Spar, stutter step, making a move in. He breaks free. Great save by Rocket Isner. And Rocket Isner, who's been fantastic in the net so far today. He's only let in 4 goals, and that's been a huge killer for Good Counsel today. Timeout called. We're going to head back to the commercial break. 30 seconds. We'll be back after this. I have peripheral vision. I can see you. And welcome back into the broadcast. Here we are, the final countdown playing here in the stadium as we have 1 minute and 9 seconds left to go in the final stanza, possibly of the final game for some of these seniors. Do 4, empty net for the Falcons, looking to have that extra attacker be very useful as do 4 is being pushed around. Less than a minute left to go here in the final, or this is the final minute of this game. This one's shot over the net. And the St. John's fans are going to start to stand and salute their team. They are going to move on to the WCAC championship. The bench is getting excited. The players on the field are going to try and hold back their excitement as they have less than 30 seconds before they are Georgetown bound. Going to drain out the clock. Good Counsel season ends here. They've had a fantastic season. All the credit to Good Counsel and all the credit to St. John's. They've both deserved to be here. And we will be saluting Good Counsel today as they had a fantastic season, and St. John's rushes the field as they have won the semifinal of the WCAC, and they move on to the championship game of the WCAC. We're going to be here with a post-game show after this. And welcome into the post-game show here inside the broadcast booth here at Dansell Field at Klein Stadium. This was a tough game, obviously, for the Falcons, but they kept it positive until the end. They had a really, really good game. We're really proud of them. They had a fantastic season. Unfortunate, this is how it ended, but all props to St. John's. Today. They were a fantastic team, and especially goalie Rocket Isner, the senior. He was fantastic in that. He was a stone wall. Only 4 shots went past him, and they were really hard shots to make. 2 of them by Dylan Cruz, 1 by DeMarinis. Actually, 2 by DeMarinis. Make that. Going on to the WCAC championship game are the St. John's Cadets. They will likely play Paul VI Panthers in that final. That will be on Monday. We'd also like to thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a great season. We have one more game, that is the track and field WCAC championships here at Good Counsel. It's a huge honor to have those be here, and we could not be even more excited to bring that to you. That'll be on May 16th, so check your calendars. And then that'll be the last sports event of the year. It's been a great season. We love you guys for coming in and supporting us. We'd also like to thank our production team, not just today, throughout the entire season. Today, we had Natal Teka producing his first time. He did fantastic. Mr. Stromberg, obviously, he's been here since the beginning. Zoe McPhillips was great today. And Sean Martin, he was our cameraman. And we could not thank them enough. I'm Liam Clark. We'll see you guys next time at the track championship. So until then, goodbye.